read and understand the pleadings on both sides, what happened, how were these men released, what happened to all of these things. Gloria Musu-Scott, why hasn't there been, there's an ongoing investigation? What is taking this so long? Those are things that I cannot speak to as a lawyer because I don't know, I have not been briefed on the factual details of each of these cases. Politically, it is horrible. Politically, what has happened to Council Gloria Musu-Scott, to me, it seemed almost as initially as a witch hunt, because this woman was alerting and alarming the public as to what was happening. Immediately thereafter, there was all these politically motivated events happening around the murder of this child. What has happened recently with this drug case? How does it look for our foreign partners, even for Liberians? So I think that politically, it is something that, Mr. Cummings and I, we're talking about this. How do we address these issues? I mean, I tell you that, we have a lot to do. We have a long way to go, but we will begin. I want to switch back now to the policy aspects of our reforming our judicial system. I can assure you it is a priority for us. He and I have discussed this, but we have not really begun to roll out our policies yet. But even in our conversation yesterday, we want to make sure that there is immediate reformation of our judicial system. We want to end impunity, which helps with reforming the judicial system. So there will be a lot of things that we'll be discussing very soon and giving and meeting out to the public.
Okay, yes, my next question is about it's about the issue about I heard Mr. Cummings a few hours ago. He was on another show, and the issue about the culture of impunity, the issue of accountability. Mr. Cummings just mentioned that you guys will do a system audit when you guys take over. Can you tell us what will you be doing in the first 100 days when it comes to the issue of auditing the government? Because this present government said that, I mean, they made a broken economy, but there was no audit done. So what will you guys be doing in terms of auditing this present government and past government, especially so allowed to take place in the last 12 years and so forth, and people blamed the lack of audits on these. There are a lot of audits reports that's just lingering from the time John Molly was there to the time that the other Auditor General, and nothing has been done. So what will you guys do when you guys took over 100 days about auditing past government and so forth, and including this government?
Thank you. So as you said, the Senate bearer has been very clear that there will be an audit. And the reason there will be an audit is because, number one, accountability. We have to understand that an audit is not a witch hunt of the previous government. We're not auditing because we feel that the current administration is, involving criminal activity. No. The Liberian people deserve an accounting of their assets, of their funds. They need to know how their monies have been spent. They need to know what logistics are in place. They need to know what belongs to them. So there will be an immediate audit to ensure that the Liberian people have an accountability of their money, essentially. Number two, this audit also does speak to impunity. It does speak to what our people, it still goes back to accountability. If we have someone who has not been a good custodian of the people's vehicles, the people's funds, the people's assets, there needs to be accountability. That person needs to be held to task. And lastly, and I think very importantly, is that Mr. Cummings is the the man is an executor. The man does not waste time. Mr. Cummings said to us the other day, he said, when we are elected, and maybe this is for him to say, the inauguration day, we're going to work. No celebration, no party, no jolly, we're going to work. So the idea of the first 100 days is so important to him. It's so imperative to both he and I. Our names are on the line here. We will make promises to Liberian people that we intend to keep on the afternoon of inauguration. So